really important part. Now, I want you to use your imagination. Okay. Please look around in this classroom. Imagine that this classroom is a giant cell. So of course now all of us are the original. For me, I want to be universal. Do you know why I want to be universal?
Why?
Okay, I want to be universal because universal are responsible for making protein. So without me, without universal, cell cannot survive alive. So the cell universal can produce protein to make cell alive, to make the cell survive alive. Okay, guys, got it. How about you? A small voice now. How about you? What the original would you like to be in the cell? Now we are the original giant cell. What the original would you like to be? I want to be universal, baby. Nucleus. You want to be nucleus. Why? Because maybe nucleus in the cell in the center, so it just nucleus, okay? Yes. And then how about you now? What order would you like to be?
I would like to be nucleus.
Why mitochondria? Interesting.
Because mitochondria have really specific function in our cell to respiration.
Good answer. Okay, someone want to be nucleus, because of mitochondria. That's a really important part. So think about that. If the classroom is a giant cell, can we survive with all the original without protection? Can we survive?
No.
So the cell cannot survive without protection. Just like us in this classroom, guys, we have a wall that protect us from outside environment. Okay, in the same case, it's the same way with the cell. So we have a protector too. What is? Cell membrane. That's right. Okay. Yes. Cell have a membrane. Cell membrane for protect cell original. Right? The cell membrane for protection. Because the cell needs oxygen, water, and nutrients. So there are substances move in and out for the cell from cell membrane. Okay? So now we will talk about cell membrane. But before that, I have something here. Have you ever made tea before?
Yeah.
Every morning. Every morning. Very good. So, please be careful. What's happening here? Please be careful. What is happening here? Yes, the water color change. Yes. So the tea is very warm. The water. How about that? Why? Because the particle of the tea movement through water. Yes, it is the example for transport paper. Wow, so interesting. So every morning you have transport paper. Yeah. Okay, so before we start a little bit about cell membrane, I have some tests for you guys. This is the test for today. Please do it honestly. We have 3 minutes. Okay. osmosis. And finally, we will apply this concept to everyday life. So, but I don't want any energy today. Do you make a cheer with me? Do you want to cheer with me, guys?
Yeah.
So, if I say, are you ready for my class? You can say, yes I am, yes I am. Are you ready for my class? Yes we are. Okay, so let's go. Are you ready for my class?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Are you ready for my class?
Yes, we are.
You said it now. Okay, we will begin. Okay, please look to the video, guys. It is very of the transportation. It's the category. Wow. Okay, here's my question. Why does the spiritual part, the water in right side situation, in one situation, why does the spiritual part the water? Because
Particle of tea into
yes, because the particle of the movement in water. And then the second situation, what is it? When did you ever notice that after you taking a bath or after swimming in the pool, swimming in the beach, your finger become wrinkled. Yes.
Yes.
So what about that? How it is? Okay.
maybe the particle water moves to our hand.
Good job, okay. So let's investigate together, guys. This is the answer. For the boiling water, for the first situation, this breaks in water because tiny particles move from one area of high concentration to area of low concentration. And then the second situation is the wrinkle fingers after soaking in the bed. Wrinkle fingers are called because water movement affects the outer layer of the skin after exposed to water. So that is the answer. Wrong answer. Let's move on, guys. So, miss, what a cell membrane is? Okay, the cell membrane. The characteristic of cell membrane. Can anyone tell me? Thin layer, okay, this is thin layer that surrounds the cell. Yes. And then any ideas? Yes, they can protect like the cell wall in the giant cell. Yes, they protect us, they protect the cell. And then any ideas? So guys, for your information, not all substance can has shown in the cell. So the cell membrane needs something like protein energy to move within the substance. And then we will talk about the passive transport. Yes. We'll talk about the membrane transport. So the membrane transport is, can you tell me what the membrane transport? Yes, the movement of system, like we say today. The movement of system into and out of the cell through the cell membrane. So, because cell needs oxygen, water, nutrient. So, cell needs cell membrane to movement. This is that, guys. And then, membrane transport have two types. Active transport and passive transport. However, about active transport, today we will focus on define the passive transport, okay? Okay, because in next week we will talk about active transport. Okay, got it. What is passive transport? Passive transport is the movement of ion and molecules across the cell membrane without requiring energy. So, the passive transport have three types first. One of the diffusion, yes, the two is, the second is facilitated diffusion. Yes, facilitated diffusion is diffusion means something like a protein. And then the third is yes. There is three types of passive transport. Okay, what is diffusion? So in this diffusion process, the particle in a cell move randomly, guys, like a T, yes, like a T in the class. And then diffusion is the process of the overall movement of particles from an area where they are more concentrated, high concentration, to a low concentration. Yeah, that is diffusion. Okay, now I want to ask you, please, everyone, have a take a breath right now. Inhale, exhale. Okay, so did you know that did you know what did you know? I know. Okay, so guys, every time, every second, every minute when we inhale and exhale, we do transformation because exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide, the upwelling of the lungs, where this gas moves based on the difference in concentration. So, every time, every minute, every second, do transformation in our lungs. That's interesting. So, now we will talk about the facilitated diffusion. What is the facilitated diffusion? Can anyone know?
It's the movement of substance that didn't pass through the liquid phase.
Yes. So, yes, good job, Maria. So the facilitated diffusion in this process, it needs how something like a protein. There are two proteins. One is the protein is carrier protein and channel protein. The carrier protein is worked by binding to specific molecules and changing shape to them. And then the channel protein is a specialized channel through which ions and other small molecule pass. So the carrier protein like a shuttle in everyday, and the channel protein like a tunnel. Can you imagine that? Yes? Okay, now I want you to look at the video. Let's watch the video, guys. Okay. This is the example for the diffusion for making it easily more understanding what facilitated diffusion.
In facilitated diffusion, substances move from high to low concentration, down from concentration gradient, just like simple fusion. The only difference is that the substance diffuses through a protein that acts like a channel or tunnel. Since movement is still from high to low concentration, no energy is used by the cell to make facilitated diffusion happen. It is totally passive.
Okay, do you get it, guys? Do you
Substances move from high to low concentration, down through concentration gradient, just like simple fusion. The only difference is that the
The
substance
particle is still sugar or
that acts in a chemical time. Since movement is still from high to low concentration, no energy is used by the sun to make a facilitated fusion happen. It is totally passive.
So the glucose enters the cell by the protein. Is the facilitated differentiate. Okay, now we will talk about the osmosis. What is the osmosis?
Movement of water molecules.
Yeah, the movement of water molecules. Can you tell me one example?
Maybe like taking for like composition.
No, that is differentiate. So the osmosis is the movement of water, and then diffusion is the movement of particle. Okay, can you differentiate that? Yes. So the osmosis is the movement of water molecules from the semi-permeable. Okay, we will move on to the next discussion. Okay, this video is a simple example for the osmosis. This is how we do it. Yes, so in this situation, there is an onion cell in the normal situation, and then when we put the onion cells in the salt solution, what's happening? Yes, there's hypertonic solution. Water moves out of the cells. It's processed by osmosis. The cell like a ringlet, yes, yeah, is osmosis. So the bubble stream and osmosis occurs. And if we take them back, fresh water is taken, water moves back into the cells by osmosis too. So what osmosis is the movement of water. Yeah. Okay. Now it's time to review like a worksheet. So I will divide you in 3 groups, guys. Group 1, group 2, and group 3. Okay? Okay. So discuss with your Can you change with them? With your members group. And at the end, you will deposit your answer. Okay, we have 5 minutes. Okay, 5 minutes.
Yes, I think we're done.
Okay. Yes, okay. So, Thomas, my name is check your answer. Please present your answer. Shakira, your part. Okay. Shakira, please take your part. Yeah. The number one is or the answer. Okay, guys, please share your answer. I will assess your presentation. Take your time. Please group 2, group 3. Okay, guys, for the situation 1, the student is placed in hot water. After a few minutes, the color of the fish spreads throughout the water, even without spilling. So the type of pressure transfer is diffusion. Why? The reason is the particles move from area of high concentration to an area of low concentration until they spread evenly. Okay. So the next question. The next question is why is passive transport important for living cells? That's because it helps cells to obtain oxygen, water, and nutrients without using energy. This process helps cells survive and function properly. Good job, everyone. I'm so proud of you. And next you will be group 2. Okay, present it. Good. Okay. So, this moment, I'm supposed to appreciate this is version 2 of the petrol becomes soft after being soaked and concentrated soft for humors and outwards. So, the type of passive transport is also gainless. And when because this transportation draws water out of the water as the cell loses water and the cell stretches and becomes soft. So, why is passive transport important for a living cell? Because it enables cells to exchange material with their environment, especially without spending energy. And the conclusion is a different type of passive transport occur in everyday life, such as the spinning in water and then glucose in the cells and water moving through osmosis. Okay, as a result, the process is the osmosis. Okay, that's answer. Good job. And then number 3. The student in the cell membrane. The type of passive transport is facilitated with efficiency because when the to make vertical movement. Okay? Yes, good job. Good job. Decompose. For all of you. I'm so happy today. Okay, so I have one challenge here for you guys. Okay, so let's identify the example of the transport membrane from the videos. Okay? Okay. Listen carefully. This one is the example for diffusion, osmosis, or facilitated diffusion. Think about that. The smoke. Yeah. So it is type of the example of diffusion. Yes, the diffusion. That's right. Yes. So guys, there is example for diffusion because the small particles move on the air. Diffusion. Have you ever made candy fruits? Yeah. Yes. So what is simple is for the osmosis, diffusion, facilitated diffusion. Osmosis, yes, because the water from the fluid movement to outside. Yes, it is the osmosis, guys. Have you ever seen water absorption by root plants? Yeah. Yes. So what is example for? Yeah, osmosis. Yeah. Osmosis because the water is movement to outside and inside. So, okay, before we finish our lesson, I want to ask you something. But before that, I have one example too. Have you ever sprayed your perfume? Yeah. Look at what's happening here. So you can see the current or the particle of the water and movement. And then in here, diffusion, osmosis, or facilitated diffusion. Yes, the one is diffusion. So the particle of the perfume movement to air to outside. So every time you do the transport membrane by diffusion, osmosis, and facilitated diffusion, guys. Oh, so interesting. Okay. So at the end, I'm gonna make a conclusion for the episode here. So the question is, what is the difference between diffusion and osmosis? Diffusion and osmosis. The difference between diffusion and osmosis. So diffusion is the movement of the particle, and then osmosis is the movement of the water. Yes, do you get it about the difference? Okay. So I need someone to make a conclusion today. Anyone want to make a conclusion? Maybe Dina, please. Teacher. is divided today is passive transport. There is types of passive transport, diffusion, facilitated transport, and osmosis. Diffusion, the movement of particles, and osmosis is the movement of water. And passive transport is over the process occurred in our universe.
Yes, thank you, Ilan. I think all of you have an understanding what transport is, right?
Yeah.
So, this is to finish our lesson, guys. Thank you for your participation. And don't forget to read the material for next week about the active transport. Yes, next week about the active transport. Don't forget it, okay?
Okay.
Thank you for your attention and for your participation today. I'm so happy today and so proud of you guys. Because before we finish, I want to make a cheer with you, okay?
Okay.
Have you finished all my class? You can say yes. Have you finished all my class? Yes.
We are.
Thank you for your participation. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
I just had to let you know you're